Okay, 3, 2, 1, action. Wait, one more. Hi everyone, this is EDRIAN PANGILINAN here, and this is Supremacy, where we talk about all things unapologetic and all things passion and in pursuit of. There you go. Okay, so for today I have my very first guest, and her name is Noreen. How do you say your last name?
Hello! Actually, middle name ko yun, Lanie. Noreen Lanie.
Lanie.
Yeah,
Lanie.
that's, I guess, my industry
Stage,
name.
stage name, yes.
Yeah, stage name yun. It's my middle name. So, Noreen Lanie.
Noreen, okay. Okay, so according to her Instagram, I needed to dig. She says she loves to laugh. She loves corny jokes. She's a wifey, a mama of 4, actress, teacher, singer, voiceover artist, and host of Spotlight TV's BFF on LA Channel 18. Okay, so actually, before we get started to the main part of the interview, I have about 5 icebreaker questions.
Okay. Okay.
Wow, my icebreaker questions.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited.
Yes, thank you, and also to thank you. Actually, before we press the record button, we were like talking for a good like almost 20 minutes. We were just like, thank you, So I'm so happy. Okay, so my first question is 5 facts about you that nobody would know from a first glance.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I am left-handed. People cannot tell right away, diba? Ano pa ba? Adrian, ang hirap mo,
Yes, exactly. Okay lang, kaya mo yan.
From first glance, let's see. I'm actually an introvert. People think na I'm an extrovert, but I think I'm an introvert deep inside. First glance, like what people cannot tell, no?
Yes, yeah. That also, I think you would like for them to know about you, without having to say, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or we can go up to 3 if I just picked 5 because, yeah. Ano, tatlo na lang, tatlo. One more.
Okay. Kasi like when even.
Uminom pa talaga ng kape, sorry. I just woke up, so. Labas mo na yung tsaa mo, tsaa o kape.
I have my coffee.
Cheers.
Cheers. There we go.
Cheers.
Let's see. If you never met me, I'm actually I can be shy. People don't think that, pero I have I was very shy when I was little. Di ako mahilig to talk to people.
My bad. I thought that was me. It's okay. Okay lang. Actually, let me sign my stuff too. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it was mine.
Oh, was it mine? Oh, I guess it was mine.
I think so. Ay, teka, maybe not. Sorry. Let me turn off yung Facebook. Okay, go ahead.
Okay lang.
Sorry.
Okay, so shy. Okay. Okay, actually I'm just gonna proceed with the questions because I have some follow-ups. Okay. So the second question is, how was your sleep today?
My sleep?
Last night, yes.
My sleep was not very good. Actually. Pero, I mean, because Michael and I watched a movie last night. So, ayun kasi yung along time namin eh. So, he actually, he was putting up, we got a TV for our oldest one. And so, ini-install niya until midnight. And then after that was our alone time. So, to be honest with you, I
Okay. Anong oras? What time did you fall asleep? That's a real question.
Oh my God! Nahihiya ako sabihin. Guess.
Okay, I'm gonna guess.
I don't want to sleep this late.
3, 4.
3:30.
Oh, yeah. I actually went to sleep early. Oh no, I couldn't fall. I think I fell asleep at 12:30 eventually. But I was like feeling anxious, jittery. I was excited for today, and I was like, I gotta come up and like prepare these questions. So.
You're so cute. Okay, fun. It's just ano nga, hanging out with each other. I'm glad na you're so prepared.
Oh, I'm prepared. Actually, okay, actually, before I forget to, she is a host, okay? Mind that she is a host, and you have a wannabe host over here and a Riga host. So, I mean, just talk about, no,
Adrian,
but
no.
really, she's sweet. You're
Natural
sweet.
ka. You're natural. I didn't go to school for that. I just ano lang practice lang talaga. Like
Mm,
we both like talking to people, so it's just
yes, yeah.
it just comes out.
Madaldal.
Yun,
Yeah.
yun.
Madaldal,
Oo, ayun,
yes.
madaldal.
Okay, so you slept late. Okay, fourth question, two more.
Okay.
Name one thing that you are looking forward to after this filming.
After this filming, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing one of my best friends because we're just gonna exchange gifts. COVID
Aw.
is, she's just gonna
Yeah.
drop off presents, and I'm gonna give her presents for her family. Then, so I'm excited about that. She's coming after mamaya maya after we're done.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Too, I would have to say, because say when I visited Marissa last night to pick up my hard drive for the documentary that we're working on, I feel like for me, it meeting up. Oh shoot, my bad. Sorry.
Okay lang, okay lang.
It really it reminded me the power of just like interactions, no matter how short and brief it
Mhm.
is, because
Yeah.
I felt I felt really rejuvenated. I was like, this is, I guess, in my own truth, that this is what Christmas actually can feel like. Especially kapag madami kang na, when you've gone through a lot. All of us have gone through a lot this year, and even like these small yet brief interactions can really be powerful.
Yes,
So
I agree.
yeah.
I totally agree. Oh,
Yes. And last question before we get started is one thing that you are grateful for.
my family. My family.
Mm,
Kasi I wouldn't be able to, handle everything without them. So, family ko for
yes.
sure. Ikaw, how about you?
As cliche as it sounds, this this like talking to you, because
Oh,
I kind of carving your own path for yourself, which I know you can totally relate to. It
yeah.
comes with its own journey. And I feel like for me, with where I'm at right now, if I'm being honest, is I'm working on overcoming the shame and guilt that can come with like, oh, I'm not gonna go somewhere else, whereas everyone else is going this way. Certain like
Oh,
expectations. And that's why for me, filming this, starting this today, is also I guess a perfect testament, not perfect, but a testament to kind of how much not even impact, but like influence that I've been able to kind of build from doing my YouTube channel. Because just imagine if I did this 3 years ago, granted that it would have been its own thing, but like 3 years later, it's like I'm a little bit more wiser, I have more life
yes,
experiences, like I
tama.
know more people, I know you,
Yeah.
I know so much more people. So that I'm super grateful na I have something to show for. So
Yes, yes.
yeah.
I completely,
Evidence.
I,
Evidence.
I
Just
can,
like for you, your
yeah.
body of work, your short films, which we'll get to in a second, is really not I wouldn't even say it's a success, not just a success, but it's clear evidences. Clear
Hmm.
evidence na you're doing it. you know?
Thank you, Adrian. Thank you, thank you.
Yes. You're welcome. Okay, so who is Noreen?
Noreen! Ito.
How would you I know like how for someone that doesn't know you, don't know doesn't know you as much as I do, or like I do, sorry, I said that's all wrong. How would you describe yourself?
um, I would describe myself as someone who loves people. I love connecting to people, and I love connecting from the heart, and I love being corny. Or I love corny people, and I can be really corny then. Pero I think you say my dad was like that eh.
Let
So
me guess. Let me guess. No, do you like corned beef? Corned beef.
Yes, I
Pero, pero
do.
totoo talaga, gusto mo ba corned beef? Do you like corned
Oo,
beef? I love corned beef.
I do too. I love it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it din. Michael eats it, pero hindi yung mga bata.
Ay,
Ah,
hindi.
no, no. Ano pa ba? Do I say more?
I,
I I love it.
what do
I
you
love it.
do?
What do I
What's
do?
your, yes.
Like career?
Your profession, yes, yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So ano, my full-time job is a teacher, elementary school teacher. Pero on the side for my passion, I host, and I am also an actress, and I sing. At saka, I do commercials, like a lot of voiceover. I've done voiceover and yeah, other commercials. Pero yun, I just like to entertain. I like
Yes, yeah.
I
It's
love
not because okay, so I was listening to a podcast then I forget where. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, hence why I started this. But one of the people in that podcast was talking about like as you get older,
Mhm.
people when people I guess when you meet people for the first time or something like that, generally there's this notion that we have to say what we do versus who am I, you
Wow.
know. And I didn't even realize that's kind of what I did subconsciously was I asked you first like who are you as a person, you
Mhm.
know, and after I asked you what you do for a profession, you know.
Yeah,
So I just thought that was really super interesting.
that
Yeah,
is it.
because I yeah, super interesting. How did we meet? How did we meet?
Okay, so there is this Instagram na called Pinoys of California. And what was that? Over a year ago na yon. And I think my friend told me about it. So then I submitted my stuff on it. And then I saw you on it. And I was like, oh, who's this? And so I clicked on your YouTube and I said, oh, ang cute niya. You were like dancing and I really like your energy. And so I followed you sa Instagram. I don't know.
Uh,
I like,
oh, thank you. Okay, I feel like I never when we met eventually. I know I feel like I didn't know that you actually looked through my ano first too. I
yeah.
know my body of work first.
I mean, like it was very brief, pero kasi
Yes,
you know how like Pinoys of California was just adding
ang
all of these
dami. There's a
people.
lot
Yeah,
at the time too, right? Because I feel like I checked them out recently. Parang correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like they're not as active as they when we
first
came out
started.
when we came out, diba?
Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, and dami. Maybe
Yeah.
busy or yeah. And plus I haven't really looked at it in a while. But in the beginning, it was like ang daming tao, and a lot of my friends were on there, and so
Yeah.
oh, it's my friend, it's my friend. Tapos, and then I saw your post nga, and that's why I was like, oh, intrigued by you. And so I clicked it, and I was like, oh, and then I watched a little bit lang of your video. I don't know if I clicked sa YouTube more, but I followed you, I think, on Instagram. And then,
Yeah, yes, you did. No, yes, you did. I saw that. I was like, oh, who is she?
ah,
Well, who is she?
yeah,
Who's she? Ganun.
I was intrigued by you, and I was like, oh, he looks like a nice guy. Parang, oh, and I like his energy. Tapos, but that was it, like and then I
Mhm.
saw you. Remember sa
Uh,
visions and what is
uh,
it called?
Okay, a year later, you still can't say that because I was thinking about the same thing. So I was like, a year later, that was December 7th, 2000. No, well, the day after, so that's December 8th. Sorry, December 8th, 2019. We met and we were like, sorry.
I remember seeing you from the corner of my eye. I didn't know ikaw yon. I didn't know you were the one that I met the one that I followed through Pinoys of California up until
Yes,
talked, and I was like, I think that's him. He looks so familiar, you know.
yeah,
I thought
yes.
that
I know when I saw you, I was like, you were talking to Charles too, whom I met later. He's actually gonna come on the next episode. So talk about the irony of like the power of like influence. I don't know. That's not the word I'm looking for. The power of like really leaning into your own truth, no matter how scary that is. Because
yes,
for me, then I feel like that's how I was able to like freaking cross paths with people like you to like great beings. I'm like, it's funny. I was telling my sister, I was like, I'm interviewing my friends, like these people who are doing awesome things. I'm just like, just to be able to even have the opportunity to like just be able to like chat, like casually chat or whatever, but to be able to like, pick out your brain and like be able to like, ask questions that I'm personally curious about too myself, and I'm sure many people can relate to. So okay, actually, I have a follow-up question on that. Same
Okay.
topic we're talking about.
Sige.
After a year later,
Mhm.
is it visions or voices or voices and visions?
Hindi ko nga alam. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Kuya Benito
What is
at
it?
M's shout out with San Diego Filipino Cinema, and I'm actually working on. Well, actually, they said yes. So now it's just a matter of scheduling them. So they will be on here. They're gonna come up and defend themselves. They're gonna let us know which one it is, because you and I, when we first met, people were like, is it visions or voices or vision? But I get the feeling that it's visions and voices.
I'm trying to find it here, pero di ko na makita.
Okay lang.
Yeah, basta, it was a cute
Yes.
name though. Either way, I
Yeah.
love the alliteration of it. So
Yes, yeah.
kudos to whoever made up that title.
Yes. Okay, so that actually leads me to the next question. If you don't mind me asking, what and when and I guess how, what was that defining moment when you realized that you wanted to act and not just liked it enough to do it, but to actually pursue it professionally? What was that moment like for you?
Wait, you mean as an adult or nung bata pa ako?
I think whenever that moment was, or the first time, I guess the first time you realized it. Sorry,
Adrian, I wanted to be an actress ever since I was like, nasa Pilipinas pa ako. Like, when, I don't know.
fetus. I want to be an actress.
No, alam mo, ginagaya ko I said this in another interview with my friend Ina. Ginagaya
Yes,
ko ng,
I saw that one. I love that interview.
Thank you for
She was great.
asking.
You both were great. I was hooked. It was super. Yeah, I loved it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you for the support. And that was so nice of you. I remember you commenting on that. I told her na I actually ginagaya ko si Janice de Belen. Yung sa,
Janice de Belen. Anong palabas ni
you
Janice de
remember
Belen?
her? I don't know.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
Soap opera, like teleserye. I mean, kasi pinapanood ng lola ko, pinapanood ng tatay ko. Like, I mean, it was on in the house. And so I remember na ginagaya ko si Janice de Belen.
Flor de Luna.
Siguro yun. I don't know. Was there one that she was like crippled or something? Parang,
Oh, I don't know. That's the only show that I knew of her when she was a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. Baka hindi yata yun eh. But I remember there was one na parang, I don't know, hindi siya makalakad. So, ginagaya-gaya ko siya na gumagapon-gapon sa sahig. Tapos, pinagalitan ako ng yaya ko. Sabi niya, "Hoy, masama yan." Wag mo.
Right?
Yeah, so I don't know, but I used to copy. Janice de Belen. I really looked up to her. Maricel Soriano. At
Oh, si
saka,
Maricel.
yeah, tapos I remember like ginagamit ko yung hairbrush.
Masampal ka lang ni Maricel Soriano. You've like accomplished so much. Diba yung mga... I feel like industry talks, that's what everyone talks about. It's like being able to be in a scene with Maricel Soriano, being slapped by her. It's like an honor.
Yeah. I really liked her a lot. I actually, tapos sabi nila na, kasi nung maliit ako, I mean, I have big eyes. And they used to say na,
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked her growing up. But you're going back to your question, when did I know? I knew since I was little pa. It was just, I think it was always in me, but it was never really nurtured or never really encouraged,
Okay. That was one of my questions. Okay, I love it. Okay.
Yeah. That's when I knew since I was little that I wanted to be an entertainer and I wanted to do hosting. Kasi I used to watch Eat Bulaga all the time, and I would
yeah.
I would
EB,
use a
EB.
hairbrush. Gaya ko sila, I would use
Right,
a
saan yung,
hairbrush.
oh wait, it's my brushes in there. I'm not gonna grab it. Pero kumakanta, host, ganon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shalalalala.
Yeah, yun. My heart goes sha la 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 la.
Actually, then I am the person of segues on segues. Okay, okay. Then I guess would you mind sharing then your okay? So being that young girl, like watching these soap operas, like I was too. I was watching Mula sa Puso, Esperanza. In the late 90s. That was me. Um. Uh. Then what happened? Then what happened after?
Sa akin?
Yes, in terms of like how did that develop? Like if you can know, like take us through your journey on from that moment to when you actually was like, I'm gonna do something about this.
Okay. So, wala nangyari as a child and
Mm-hmm.
lumipat kami dito. And what I did was I actually joined musical theater sa junior high.
Mm,
And yeah, so that's how I was able to, nurture that passion on my own. And I was on Fiddler on the Roof, tsaka Music Man. I played Zidol on Fiddler on the Roof and Marian the Librarian. Tapos, pero after that, sa high school, I didn't do anything. But I did join choir sa church kasi mahilig ako kumanta. And after that, wala. Until college, I tried out for PCN. Alam mo yung PCN?
mm.
Yung
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
yes.
and I got the lead.
Okay. I personally never done it, but that's a whole other conversation. But go ahead.
I love PCN. I know I went to UC Irvine, and that's
Oh, so talagang so talagang college.
yeah,
Talagang okay.
college. So
Mm.
nag-audition ako para sa PCN, and I got the lead my junior year and senior year. And so that
Wow.
I was able to nurture it that way. Tapos also sa ano pa ba yun? Oh, my senior year of college, I took beginning drama class, beginning
Mm.
acting.
Okay, okay.
Pero yun lang din. And actually,
Mm.
I almost had the chance. I think you must have heard this. I interviewed.
Yes, yep, actually, yes. Go ahead, go share. Yep.
Yeah. So because I always, it was always in my heart since I was little, di ba sabi ko sa'yo, when I was visiting my cousins sa Pilipinas. Well, actually, she wasn't there during that time, but I asked her if I could go sa ASAP, which is
Mm-hmm.
ABS-CBN. I
Yes.
was in the crowd sa ASAP, and one of the actors, si Dieter
Nano
Ocampo,
ka, yeah.
yeah, and he said,
Na discover, that's what they
yeah.
say. I was discovered. Parang nawawala kang bata, I was discovered. Wow. Chill lang. Diba? I was lost and I was found. Discovered. Sorry, go ahead.
But I didn't know who Mr. M was at that time.
Oh,
And
see,
I was,
who's Mr. M? Go.
oh my gosh, I mean, he's like the head person, yung director sa mga shows on ABS, and
Yes.
he's the one that discovers all the major, like I think, like, didn't he like work
He,
with Claudine,
everyone.
all the major,
Claudine.
yeah.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So his na Mr. M that ate ate is referring to is Mr. Johnny Manahan. Actually, from what I know, he used to be because he stepped out of his position
Oh, I
maybe
didn't
after
know.
like 25 years,
Oh
like
wow,
earlier this year when
okay,
ABS shut down. So he used to so he yeah, like homegrown talents.
yeah.
Uh, Claudine, Judy Ann Dieter, Rico Yan, the late Rico
Oh my
Yan.
gosh, I love Rico
I
Yan.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Naiyak
Um,
ako when he passed away.
yeah,
I didn't even know him, but yeah.
me too. And I was like a little kid, because I
Oh,
grew up watching him
yes,
and Bea
yes,
Alonso, like all these people, like
yeah.
Johnny Manahan.
I
Okay,
know.
so then what happened? What happened after?
Gosh, I wish I knew who he was. I mean, I knew, sabi nila ni the director, si Mr. M, and Dieter asked for my info. Pero at that time, wala namang cell phone, and I was actually flying back home to the States that night. So binigay ko lang sa kanya yung email ko sa UCI.
What? Okay. I'm curious. I am a nosy person. What year was this? I love trivia's like that. What year?
1999. 1999.
Oh, wasn't
Yeah.
that the year? Oh wait, no. I know they came out with a gimmick, or that teen oriented show with all
Ano?
of them actually. Gimmick. I think it's gimmick. I think
I
that's what
don't
they called
know.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
99. What month?
August. It was August. It was before school was starting kasi. Let's say
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yeah.
August.
Uy,
Yeah.
dapat binisita mo ko. Charot, bilang.
Nandun ka pa? Nandun ka pa ba nun?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
I was 7. I was 7.
I was 19. So I would have taken you to Star City.
I would have been like, earlier. Sino siya? Sino siya? Okay, so
Yun, it didn't work out, but I wish na takot ako eh. I was also scared, and then my parents said no, college first. Pero I always look back to that, and I always yung parang what if sa mind na, gosh, what if I just stayed behind? What if I told my mom, no ma, dito na lang ako. What if I really tried it out? Kasi that was my chance. Parang, oh my gosh, that was my chance to pursue what I've loved so long ago. I mean, ever since but I don't know why. Parang I just was like, okay, mama, I'll finish college and then I'll come back. I'll come back na lang. But I think I think a part of me was just scared then. I wasn't ready. Like what you said, when pag hindi ka ready, it's not, if it's not.
It's like time versus sorry, napulot. It's talagang host na parang, you know what, I'm okay, I'm just gonna embrace this, so whatever, it's fine. Time versus timing. There you go.
Yeah.
Noun versus verb. The time was there, it was the time, but the timing was not there yet for you.
Yeah.
Yet, because a little spoiler, yet. So yeah.
So wala, and I meant, I really intended to move back there and pursue it after college. Pero nakilala ko na si Michael, and he didn't believe in long distance relationships, and I felt like baka I'm too old na to pursue this there anyway, and I kind of took the safe route. I felt like, I'm gonna be teacher. Teaching is my second love.
Okay.
Yeah, parang ko na lang, I made up my mind na, no, I'm gonna choose him, and I'm gonna choose, and I'm gonna be with my family, because I also couldn't imagine, I don't know, moving away, and I was so scared. I'm just, yun na nga eh, diba?
Oh yes, that is, okay. Okay, I have 2 follow-up questions on that, pero I also just wanted to say na what you just said is literally many people's journeys and experiences of being scared, like your dream being in front of you, but then you get scared, and it's like, and I mean, at the end of the day, it's like we always have to do what is best for us, and things happen the way they're supposed to happen at the time, which eventually leads us to where we're at now, so okay, so I actually have 2 follow-up questions, kung okay lang if I may ask, and if it's a little too edgy for you, they're not edgy questions, please, feel free to decline.
Okay.
So going back on, wow, talagang talk show host na talagang may so yes. So the first question that I remember is, would your husband now, do you think he would have considered moving home with you to the Philippines? Is that something that you guys talked about, or you guys got a chance to really explore, or was it?
I mean, we did talk about it back then briefly, because boyfriend girlfriend lang kami noon eh.
Oh yeah, no, that's yeah.
Yeah, so it he felt like anong gagawin niya doon? I mean, he could find a job there, but he felt like, the opportunities are here. So he didn't really think na, especially
Yeah.
puting siya, he doesn't, speak Tagalog. Pero he knows naman na, we all speak English there pretty much. But
Mm-hmm.
he just kind of felt like, like yung mga dreams niya naman, he can pursue it more here, and mine too, like we can provide for our family better here
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Yeah.
moving
Yeah.
there and no having the unknown na how
Mm-hmm.
are we gonna
Uh-huh.
provide for
The
our family.
unknown, yes, yep. Oh, yes. That
Yeah,
that creeps up. That is.
yeah.
Whew. Yeah, and my second question is, do you have regrets of not doing it? Or of doing it in terms of like not taking that chance when it was there?
Oh yeah, I think that was one of the biggest regrets of my life.
I oh
Yeah, pero
mm,
I'm okay with it now because I'm getting to do the things I love now in my own way. It may not have turned out, the way I envisioned from a long time
yes,
ago, but I think na I like to think that God was protecting me also. You
he
know,
was.
yeah, I really think so. Kasi
They I don't know. you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that kasi, napaka-gullible ko back
Uy,
then. And,
ako rin. Parang
very,
happy go lucky.
yeah,
It's just
that's
like
why we vibe.
I
Yeah,
know.
we're very trusting, and I think na had I moved there on my
Oh
own,
yeah.
baka nasaktan pa ako, or you know what I mean? Like I feel like God definitely shielded me from.
Mm-hmm. I know that. Yes, yeah, yes, exactly. Yes. That's why I mentioned yet earlier because it's like because that didn't happen then doesn't mean that it will not happen, and also like it's one of those things where it's like if it's meant for you, it will find its way back to you.
Yeah,
So let me
yeah.
pull up my phone. Look at my next question. Hold on. Sorry. I
I'm having fun. Thank you.
I'm glad. Me too. Thank you. I'm so happy you're my first interview because
Yay!
I was like I mean, granted that I could have done it with my Marissa, Trixie, or Rich, but I just feel like there would have been that expectation because they know me so well, and for me, it's like like let me go a little bit far off into my circle first, and then come back to you when I'm ready.
Yeah, yeah. Whatever is best.
Yes. So the next part is so you okay, so then you were in your very early 20s when you embraced motherhood and
Mhm. 26.
getting how old?
26, 26.
I 26. Oh, just kidding. I thought it was earlier. My bad. Just kidding.
No, no. We got married.
Okay.
I was 25, and then we had her. Yeah, but
Okay.
that's in a year
Okay.
later. Oo.
I'm 28, so that's crazy how that's kind of like that is the intersectionality of things basically. Anywho, so then what happened? I'm curious then. So when you got married, when you decided to create a family, then what happened to acting? What happened to that passion?
Wala na. Wait,
Mhm.
prior to that though, I just to shout out to
Yeah, no, go. Yes, please go.
John Cruz, kasi I forgot to tell you that after I did like yung PCN and stuff,
Can
when
you
I
ate, can you say his name one more time because I think I may have like was talking.
oh
Okay,
that's
go ahead.
okay. John Cruz. John
Okay.
Cruz. He was my first director for my first indie film back when I was like 22 years old, 23. So having that opportunity, tawag labanan yung ano, it was about
Mm.
World War II sa Pilipinas,
Oh
and
wow, it was a
yeah,
period. Period,
mhm.
ano.
Yeah. I'll share it with you. It's on Vimeo.
Yes. Did you say
Yeah.
short film?
It's a short
Nice. Okay.
film. Yeah. So at least I was able to do that. Parang ano na yun na, you know what feeds your soul, like your heart. That I felt like, okay, thank you God, na at least nagawa ko yon, and I felt
Yes. Yeah.
already a dream come true for me kasi it was it's shown at the San Diego Film Festival, and
Mm-hmm.
I my friends got to see its theater there, and yun, after that I pushed everything aside na. I pushed it all aside and had got married and had my family. So that was the last thing I did. That was the last thing that I did when I was what, 22,
What
23.
what year was this? I'm curious.
2000 yata, 2003 yata,
Oh,
2002.
2001 to 2003 was special times in
Yeah.
terms of like internet, becoming, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah. You were
so
setting
that
the you were you were trailblazing for the times to come ahead with the digital media and everything. Um so then how long was it until like did you just completely have to like put it on hold, or were you trying to make it work? Like what was that process like for you?
I put everything on hold talaga up
Mm-hmm.
until the year that pops out to me is, I know, 3 years ago, 2017. That
Mm.
was that was the beginning, I think, of everything. That was the beginning of everything, and yung sa acting and sa hosting and sa singing and sa commercials, like everything started that year. And I'm just super super thankful na it came to be. So I don't even know how to
if
begin.
it's meant for you, it'll come back to you. Okay, so I mean, it's okay. I'll help you. It's my job.
Okay,
It's
sige.
my job to not for you to not get lost in like the thoughts and feelings. Uh, what was that moment then? Like, how did that get started? Okay, so you said 2003 was when you did. I'm assuming your last kind of work as an actor, and then so fast forward then to 2017, which is a good 14 years. Is it 4 7 13 years? Fast forward to no 14 years, just kidding. 14 years. Like what happened? Like how did this happen?
Okay. The
It's okay. No, go ahead. See, I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
they're all connected, eh, so I have to
Yeah, no,
talk about it.
exactly. Go ahead. You can go
Okay,
connect them together.
I will connect the dots. Okay,
Yes.
so
Mhm.
I lost my mom in 2014, and that was
Sorry.
devastating for me. Pero at the same time, Adrian, I feel like losing her also helped me find myself. Parang I went
It
through
gave
like
you finally gave you that push to like what's holding me back.
yeah, it gave me kasi I went through some really, really hard and dark times, and pero coming out of it, it's like I felt like I found myself. Like I know that I needed to feed my passion, and
Para mabuhay ka.
yes,
Yeah.
kasi yeah, I was so lost and devastated when I lost her kasi best friend ko mami ko, and
Mm.
I
Same with my aunt. Yung
yeah.
mami ate tawag namin sa kanya. She was, although we didn't have the most affectionate relationship, we weren't like super huggy. We just like we knew we got each other just like that, and
Yeah.
I can resonate with that feeling. You
Yeah.
know, she
Yeah.
was like my second mom.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay. Uh, do you have any siblings?
Apat kami. Yeah. I'm the
Saan?
youngest.
Oh, you're the youngest. Okay. And the reason why I asked that is because whenever I hear from other people of like I guess maybe their parents passing away, like I'm kind of curious to see where they're at in the
Order.
hierarchy of the
Yeah.
sibling. Yeah, because then
Yeah.
it's like okay, you
Yeah.
know, yeah, because for me I'm the second oldest. I'm
Ilan ba
28.
kayo?
My
Ilan kayo?
brother
Ilan kayo?
apat, including
Apat
me.
din! Okay.
Yeah, two boys and then two girls. You know,
Perfect.
yeah.
Girl, boy, girl, girl. And
Mm, boy,
oo.
boy, girl, girl. Well, for me, parang split. Split.
Bunso ako. So I think that
Yeah.
it affected
That
me the most, I
yeah,
feel.
that also, I mean, I guess I mean, logistically, if you really think about it, being the youngest, you really get and also to depending on how old your parents were when they gave birth to you, or your
Yeah.
parents, your mom, it's like you
Yeah.
actually do get like the least time. out of all your siblings, if you have any siblings,
Mhm,
So that
mhm.
does play a factor.
Yeah.
Tapos ano, then how were you? And then what happened? Like, how were you able? Like, what happened after?
So ano, so I really felt like I know I was missing something. That there was like this big void, especially from losing my mom, and I went through a depression for a little bit, and I sabi nung ano ko, like one of my second moms, she's a second mom to me, a friend's mom, and she was really there for me. Her name is Donna. Donna, Mama Donna. I call her Mama Donna.
Yes.
My mama Donna, she told me that I have to do things that bring me joy, and so I joined the choir. I joined the church choir ulit during that time, and then after that, serendipity lang kasi my friend
Yes.
Stanley, I don't know if you know Stanley, ano siya, Hollywood photographer.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Stanley. What's his last name?
Mirador, Stanley Mirador.
Yes, I met him.
Yeah,
He is an amazing photographer.
yes, he is. He really
Yeah.
is, and he's a good person.
Represent us
Ah,
Filipino Americans
yes, I've
on
known him
a
since UCI pa. UCI pa. He's already taking pictures all the way since college.
magka-batchmates ba kayo?
He's
Batchmates.
no, a
That's
year
it.
older ba siya? I think he's a year older. Yeah, a year. Yeah, 2 years older. Hindi ko na malala.
Okay. What
Yeah,
a small world.
yeah. So okay. Going back to what I was saying, see, Stanley recommended me to his friend Peter, who's also now a friend of mine.
Peter Gonzaga? Yeah.
Yeah,
Another, yeah.
yun. So that's how it all started. Kasi Stanley recommended
Okay.
me for Peter to interview
Host
guys.
for
Yeah,
Pacific Rim
yes, yeah,
video.
Pacific Rim video. Yeah, sa red carpet and events, Asian events, film events, mostly film.
Yes. Do
Um,
you know Nikki Arambulo? Have you heard of her? Nikki?
I've heard of her name. Her name.
She also was doing the things that you were doing.
Oh,
Yeah, like a correspondent. She's interviewed Donalyn Bartolome. Have you heard of her?
no, I'm not
She's
sure.
she's like young. She's like 20, like younger than me. She's like a YouTube sensation
Oh
rapper.
wow.
I'll send you her stuff. You would
Sige,
love her.
sige.
She's all
Oh
about
my, so many
female empowerment, but in a very parang bargas and like, oh, it's so
yeah.
good. It's so good.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. I that's how I started with that,
Wow.
with Peter. And I think that, that gave me like the courage and the confidence to try other things then. Just
Yeah.
being able to be out there and it's what I love. I love talking to people and connecting.
Yes.
Pero after that, I'm sorry, were you gonna ask me something?
I have follow-up questions, but go ahead. Tapusin mo muna para din I ano. Go ahead.
After doing that hosting, kasi I have another friend, Kat, si Kat
Mhm.
Amadar. Hi, Kat. That's all part of our group of friends, and so si Kat naman is always with us, for the interviewing and stuff. And she happened to invite me to Phil Am Creative. That's where I'm leading to.
Mm.
Phil Am Creative to a film festival, and
Mm.
okay, this is all connected, Adrian. So
Yes.
Kat invited me to the Phil Am Creative Film Festival, and my love
Mhm.
for acting came back. I
Mhm.
lost it. I forgot about it, and once I watched the films, and Charles Gray had films there too. That's where I met him.
Mhm.
I'm creative. Once I watched, on the big screen, I was like, like parang oh my gosh, I forgot.
Parang nabuhayan ka parang
Yeah, yeah,
wow,
yeah.
ganun talaga.
In the back of my mind, like parang, I really had that prayer na like looking back, like I remember thinking, oh God, I want to do that. I want to be in a movie again. I want to do
Wow,
that.
parang ano talagang bumalik yung I'm gonna bring there you go. Level myself up. Parang talagang bumalik yung the younger self, that young girl who was like
Yeah.
was pretending to be crippled and not
Oh,
really diba?
oh, the hairbrush hosting. Yeah, yeah. Or besides, there was
Ah,
another scene there. I
wow.
remember. Yeah, I just remember
Mhm.
copying her, but it came back. Yung love ko came back, and but I never said anything about it. I just, I I talk to God all the time. In my mind, I'm like, oh, quietly saying, that would be nice, God. Sana,
Uh,
sana that would be a dream come true for me, a dream come true if that could
mhm.
happen again. But I didn't say anything naman to anyone. I just kept it in my heart. And then,
Mm.
so yun. But at that movie, at that film festival was John Cruz. Yung ano ko,
Oh,
the
shoot.
first film director. I
So
lost my
like almost 15 years later, y'all like, oh
I
my
saw
goodness.
I
Anong
saw
sabi niya? Anong
Oh, we
sabi?
were like, hey, it was so nice. And he was there because he showed a film festival with my friend Sheila was in his film. Sheila Tejada.
Oh, I follow her.
Yeah,
Isn't she a singer? Isn't she with Viva?
she's a singer, she's an actress, total performer siya. But
Mm.
Sheila was in John's movie. I connected them kasi years ago and so I connected, it's all connections. Adrian,
Yes.
like it's all like, you plant good seeds and
It grows
it
and
grows. Yeah, yeah.
you know what too, before we continue, it's okay. First of all, thank you again for being here. I'm literally like crying on the inside because then as we're having these talks, I'm literally feeling I feel like what I'm supposed to feel, that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. No matter how scary it is, no matter how, at least for me personally, no matter how it's just easier to just do the route that feels the easiest and just kind of do that. But then for me it's like, and for anyone watching too, it's just, or listening, it's just like we are given things that, you know, we can handle, first of all, and second,
Yeah.
we are basically just supposed to learn from this in the sense na when the time comes, like for you, 13 years later, after you really just living your life the way you're supposed to, cultivating what you're supposed to, going through your life, and then almost just like a shooting star, bing, bumalik. It came
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
you know?
It's
Wow.
all I feel like
It's so good na natameme ako. I'm like, I forgot that.
it's really meant to be kasi had Stanley not invited me, or recommended me, tapos had Kat not invited me,
Hi,
I couldn't have-
Stanley.
Hi Stanley, hi Peter, hi Kat,
Hi,
hi.
everyone. I messaged Stanley on Instagram. I was like, Stanley, I still want to shadow you for
Yeah.
photography. Yeah.
Medyo mahiyain yun. He's a little bit, he's a little,
Mahihayin siya? Talagang,
yeah, he's
okay.
quiet. He's quiet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, he's a
Wow.
a good friend. So I connected
Mm-hmm.
with John and Sheila, and then si Sheila naman, she contacted me for a movie kasi they needed a baby for a short film horror.
Oh, ikaw? Ikaw yung baby.
No, it was a horror. Tapos, I recommended my friends baby kasi they just had a baby. One of my closest friends.
Oh,
And so,
talagang kailangan newborn. Talagang kakalabas pala ng sanggol.
I mean, not newborn naman, pero
Umbilical cord na.
he did did a baby, maybe he was 3 months old, 4 months old yata.
Okay.
But okay, so kinonect ko sila, no? And then guess what? So
Yes.
my friend Kristen, yung mommy ng baby, sinabi niya kay Sheila, "Hey, wouldn't it be cool if Noreen was the mom?" Yun.
Oh, shoot.
She just put it out there. I never said anything. I never, you know what I mean? Like I never
Wow.
thought, kasi
The power of influence, the power of the power.
I'm
Ganon.
saying, honestly, like, yeah, so because of that, si Sheila was supposed to play the mom.
Ay,
And you know what?
nagparaya si ate.
What do you mean pariah? What does that mean?
She like, oh sorry. She paved the way for you.
Yeah,
What?
she asked me if I wanted to do the role kasi sabi niya she thought it would be more fitting for me.
Yeah, I know she like like she literally gave up the role
Yeah.
to give it to you. Nagparaya to like sacrifice. Oh, that's what it means.
Oh,
To
yeah, yeah, she did.
sacrifice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so at first nga sabi ko, "No, no, no, that's yours."
Wait, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, pero
Wow.
kasi producer na siya nung film na yon. So she said
Oh,
she
okay,
was,
that
and
makes sense.
she already was doing another film nga.
Oh yeah.
So with
Mapapagod lang si ate. Wag na natin siya pagurin. Producer, actor pa tapos ibang ano pa. 'Di
but
ba?
she was so kind kasi sabi niya na she really thought the role was for me as a mom, and she thought I would be more fitting, and kasi like moms just have that motherly, 'di ba? Motherly
Yes.
nature. And so yun, that was the beginning of it, Adrian. Yeah. So
Wow.
that was the beginning of it. And I joined Phil I'm Creative, and
Hmm.
I found other jobs through Phil I'm Creative because people post, things on there. And so I found
Oh,
my
I should join the.
job. Yeah.
I'll ask you after. Please remind me to ask you about the film. Well, I mean, I mean that too. Please remind me like after we're done filming, just to ask
Sige,
you about
sige.
that.
Oo. Yeah.
Um,
Okay, okay.
oh my goodness, this is so good that parang
Yeah.
ang natameme ko parang oh my goodness. Pero okay then so that you made your comeback. Actually, I think we're gonna take a little turn just a little bit this way because
Sige, sige.
on top of all of this, and this is from our conversation when we first met last December 2019, that you are an empath.
Yeah, I didn't really know exactly. I just started reading up on it, but I was like, I think I am. That's why I know in that video with you and me when you said you're an empath, and I was like, me too. I think.
Ah,
I,
fake empath ka pala, charot, Berlag.
I'm not an expert on it, pero di ba mga empath kasi nafe-feel ng mga tao, right?
Yes, yeah. You
Yeah.
feel, yeah. It's almost. Excuse me. The coffee, excuse me. It's almost instant, and yeah, you're just really able to feel not the whole thing necessarily, but just like enough of what they're feeling. So both kayong dalawang nagfi-feelingan.
Yeah, parang you gauge, diba, the energy of the person.
Yes, being able to read it better.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question with that is, I guess I think I'm more so curious in your journey as an actress. How has that influenced you? Like, I guess when you would show up to sets, or like when you show up to sets or have to meet people, have to talk to new people, and all these things that parang it's like, especially being an empath. It's not to say that all empaths or many of us necessarily feel that way, but there is that like instant like energy that you feel, like how have you managed through all of that?
Um.
And you said you're also an introvert too, so it's
Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Prayer.
Right,
Prayer.
exactly. Before I get
Yeah.
out the car, I'm like,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
kayo na bahala.
Yes, yeah, a lot of prayer. And I think that's why actually, Adrian, hindi pa ako talaga nag-venture outside. You know what I mean? Like, I'm keeping
Oh,
it close in our Phil-Am community.
you're still in, yes.
Kasi it's what I feel comfortable with, Like, I don't know. It's it's so funny nga kasi my friend Ina nung in-interview niya ako the other time, sabi niya na she wanted to do the things that I was doing, but I was like, oh, I admire you so much kasi she's just like, doing like any kind of project with all kinds of people, and parang I think I'm more careful. You know what I'm saying?
Which is what people don't know unless like you and I were talking about this. It's so crazy how you are definitely someone that you tried it and you really wanted to do it. And this is me speaking up for anyone that is watching this or listening to this who also are dreamers like us. And sometimes it's just like, I want it to be like this right now, and sometimes we forget that we just have to also for me personally, this is me, okay? I'm just speaking for myself now. Sometimes it's hard to trust the process. Sometimes it's hard to be grateful in the seasons of stillness.
Mm.
When you think or feel like that thing is happening, but everything is actually happening. You know,
Yeah.
everything happening around you. You just
Mm.
can't see it. It's just happening around you.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
so it's, yeah, yeah. Oh, and actually, I guess what I wanted to say about that is this is also your market. That's what it is. I don't think there's anything to, I mean, maybe from my perception of it is I don't think there's nothing for, not so much for you to feel bad about for not having extended out your feelers yet, because this is your market. You've like, they like grabbed you, so I guess just a couple more questions. Then after that moment happened, then see, my accent came out. What were some I knew this was gonna happen. It's okay.
Same way.
We are embracing this. Okay, we're embracing this for Filipino
Oh,
Americans
hindi
here.
ganun din ako, especially when like teaching my students, things come out like, oh, do not do that. Like, oh no, I said donut. Do not do that.
And you just say I'm Filipino. Okay, there you go. That's
Oh,
how you know. Then what were some of the after that I won't say chapter. So after that moment happened,
which one?
um
Yung lullaby?
the when you came back, when you like
Uh-huh.
made your comeback is what I like noted it down. She made her comeback. You know. Um, what were the projects like? What were the projects that you went to do after that? Really, parang solidified na. Oh, I'm actually really doing it, and this feels good to my soul. This feels good to me as a woman. In as an older, like being obviously being I wouldn't say much older than you were when you first dreamed it. It's like because and for me personally, I just think that sometimes like we live in a society where it can feel ageist.
Mhm, mhm.
Right? Like
Yeah,
ageist, like if like I guess in your 20s or whatever. Like once you pass that train, it can feel like you missed your opportunity. But for you,
yeah.
like that's one of the things that I like when I think of you. I think of someone who gets to kind of pick up where they left off, and not and I just feel like not everybody gets to have that. Not everybody gets to have that they get to pick up where they left off, especially in the industry that we're in. Sometimes it's just like, yeah. So what was my question? I forgot my question.
Pero I think like what you said, if it's meant for you, it'll find its way back to you. Kahit na ano, you can even be like that Lola on that Blue's Clues show. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
And
Like
she's wanted to be an actress since she was a kid, but she had to live her whole life first
tingnan mo.
before God, the universe,
Uh,
Dharma was like, you know what, you are finally ready for this because you've
yeah,
like all those years you literally worked to build that momentum, and it's like a shooting
yeah.
star effect.
Hindi
You
talaga,
know?
totoo. Like I think like no matter what your age is, no matter, how long it's been, I think na if it's for you, it's for you. So that's why like even whenever I hear of projects and stuff, like I just like I text my friends right away, oh, there's this thing, and kahit na I'm going for it, I want to share it with everyone kasi parang if it's for you, it's for you. If I'm not the best one for it, then
Yes, yeah, parang
Mhm.
parang kinikim-kim, like you're keeping it to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, no, kasi
Oh,
people have been so good for me na I wanna share,
give it back.
yeah, I think it's,
Mm,
it goes what goes around comes around. One of those.
mm.
Yeah.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay, so I remember I remembered my question now.
Okay.
So then, can you talk about some of your I prominent comes to mind? Like, what are, if not one, but maybe a couple that you want to share? What are some of the projects that you feel like it's like, oh, this is the one that I'm proud of? So since you came back, because I know you did Kain na, which is where I met you in person, and then I watched your film, or we watched it, and I was like, I will say what I want to say when you're talking about it. But yes, yeah, like what are some of your favorite, most prominent you feel like is to be your most prominent projects thus far?
Um, the one that you mentioned is the deepest, parang the how can I share? I really felt like, okay, tignan mo talaga, Adrian. God is just so good talaga eh. Kasi
Mm.
even that movie, alam, maiiyak ako.
Ay, okay. Ay, talagang na ano, naramdaman ko na all the way from San
Yeah.
Diego.
Because I didn't even, I doubt myself a lot. I think that's the thing that I need to work on. Kasi parang even like with that lullaby that Sheila was trying to say, you be the mom. I'm like, no, I haven't acted in a long time. Baka I can't. I don't want to let anybody down. Yung parang ganon. And
Self-limiting beliefs, yeah, that we
yun,
post on
yun.
ourselves.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so and with Leia's movie, I was
Leia
doubting.
Lombos. Leia
Yes,
Lombos.
shout out
Yes,
Leia
direct.
Lobos. Hi, Leia. I parang I was doubting myself na naman, and I didn't even want to audition anymore. I actually
Mm.
forgot about it. I forgot about it, and
Oh yeah, I
nakapajama.
remember. Yes. I
Yeah,
remember you told, but go
nakapajama
ahead,
na.
go ahead. Yeah.
And kakaligo ko lang, my hair was all wet, and Randy messaged me, Randy Torres, shout out.
Talagang ano, on-screen partner mo yan. Talagang
Yeah,
ano, may love
yeah.
team.
It's so funny.
I wanna I I wanna put it out there in the universe. I wanna bring him to. I wanna pick out his brain.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, do it, do it. He's amazing. He's a gift then, like sa akin kasi, to have a BFF na can help me out like with this out.
talagang Claudine at ano or more like no, yes, Claudine at ano Rico yan yung tandem nyo. Parang may pagka when I saw that, okay, actually sorry to interrupt you, but so I met both of them that same night. Randy, I met him after the screening, and I was like, congratulations, I they're great. Yeah, I felt really moved. Like the person that is here in front of us right now was so like she was able to become the character,
Mhm.
the mom, of Leia's mom, which we all know that because she said it that it is really based from her personal experiences. So you I was crying. I was crying. And me, I like to cry anyways, but I was like like that was inside of me for days to come, and I was like, so thank you for
Aw,
that very, very beautiful and moving performance.
thank
I
you,
love it.
Adrian. Thank you. Yun na nga, meant to be din yun kasi Leia and I, we really bonded because, of our moms. And I
Mhm.
think that things just have a way of falling into place Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't even want to audition, pero minessage ako ni Randy, sabi niya, Noreen, the audition is due, or like, you have to turn it in. And I was like, wag na lang, di na lang, kasi, blah, blah, blah. And I was like making excuses. So I didn't believe in myself na parang,
What
oh,
made you like what really okay then I remember you shared that at the post film like talk
yeah,
after. I was laughing because I was like, that sounds like me. That sounds like something I
yeah,
would do, be
I,
running like you still have your robot or what. Wala akong robe, but you know what I mean. you know
and it was Randy. Randy pushed me.
Randy,
Randy, yeah, he's like
he
a,
was the catalyst.
yeah, yeah, he is. Yeah, sabi niya, gawin mo na lang. Like, you have nothing to lose. Just do it. And I was like, fine, okay, fine. So I had
Pwede
my,
ko rin ba siya maging BFF?
yeah, do it. Oo. Na alam mo, si Randy kasi, he's one of those like go-getters. You know what I mean? Like, go lang
I
siya ng go,
know.
go lang siya ng go. Wala siyang, I mean, like, not that wala siyang pakialam, pero what I'm saying is like, he tries not to think about what others would say or think, and he
Yes.
goes for it, He just goes for it. So, yeah, he's someone that's, good to have in your life kasi ano siya, motor siya, hindi siya anchor. Have you heard of that before?
Oh,
Yeah, like I've heard of
no. No.
that saying
Oh,
na,
anchor. Anchor, di ba yung nagpapababa, di ba? Ganon.
yeah, 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 yeah. So he's a
Motor.
motor.
Oh,
He
yeah.
gets you moving. He gets
Motor.
you moving.
Ganon.
Yeah. Yeah, ano siya, go, go, go siya. So, Kain Na is this really, really impactful kasi nga it was from deep within the heart. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, I just really, really bonded with Leia. Iba yung bonding ko with Leia with that because of our moms. Um,
Yeah.
Another one, the other one is the final piece, and
Mm.
I don't know if you've seen that. Eh, siguro hindi pa, no?
I haven't, but I did see it I saw it on your IMDb.
Trailer. So with the final piece naman, I also play a mom, pero it's a single mom.
Mm.
I'm a single mom,
Mm-hmm.
and I could also like really relate to it kasi yung ate ko went through a divorce, so I saw her go through that struggle, and
Mm-hmm.
it really that short film meant a lot to me then kasi it displays the love of a mother and the sacrifices that one makes, for the
Mm-hmm.
family and the different layers that go.
Na ano, talagang na highlight a certain perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You see the mother daughter, just any child and parent, diba? The different layers and levels of challenges and love in a relationship, and that movie meant a lot then to me kasi I I could feel,
Mm.
I could feel the love, and parang chinanel ko yung mama ko, yung ate ko, my own self.
Mm-hmm. Your life experiences basically
Yeah,
like you were
yeah.
really able just okay, so that little devil's advocate here, advocate. Talagang ano, just imagine if you played these roles, the two roles that you just mentioned, like any other time. Just imagine how different that would have possibly been, like without having the experiences na tawag natin ay hugot, which means you parang like dig up from,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
without those life experiences, you basically wouldn't have been the characters that you portrayed.
exactly. So you see what we're saying, na the time versus
Ah,
timing, or
yes.
I wouldn't have been ready for anything. Like even
Mm.
even even driving like to LA, takot na takot ako for the longest time.
Oh my goodness. You okay. I know some I know many, not many, but a couple people like that too. And
Yeah.
they are like you. They're go-getters, but for some reason they're scared, or they won't drive on the freeway. They'll drive through like side streets.
Ganun ako dati. Like but that was in college. That was like beginning of college. No, I'm okay now. I can drive to LA. I can drive to San Diego, diba? This movie ni Leia.
Mm.
Pero like I'm telling you, if had this happened, back then, even in my early 20s,
Mm-hmm.
ayoko
Yeah.
yung takot masyado ako, like, I don't like driving sa LA, especially like, or driving at night. Kasi mommy ko is
Mm-hmm.
always very protective,
Oh
and
yes.
I think na with all the recent experiences of like driving here, driving there, and traveling,
Mm-hmm.
yun, it got me prepared for this, all of this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're ready talaga, yeah. But
Yeah.
those two are the major mom roles na ano talagang galing sa puso.
Mm.
And there's some fun ones with Ana Barreto, director Ana Barreto. Oh, the final piece was directed by Romel Andaya, by the way. Romel,
Yes, I love it. I love it. Yes, shout out mo na yung direct mo. Yeah,
yeah,
director, yes.
thank you. So si Romel naman, he reached out to me for the final piece kasi he saw my performance sa horror film, yung Lullaby, at the film
Oh
festival.
gosh.
So because he saw my performance there, he said na he already like kind of put me in his back pocket na, oh, I want to work with her someday. And
Mm.
I saw his films then in those film festivals of Film Creative, and I wanted to work with him then. So see, the stars aligned.
You
The
showed
stars,
you basically showed up. You just like each moment, each opportunity you had. I know you showed up,
yeah,
and that's why now you can say that things really connected because you trusted yourself by showing up no matter how uncertain
Mhm.
things may have been, but for each and every single one of those moments, opportunities, you showed up, and it really paved the way. I do have one more final question about your body of work before we start wrapping it up, because I like what I said. I don't want to try to be super mindful of people's time. Pero so going to your voiceover work,
Mhm.
um, have you done a commercial for like the Filipino channel? Because I feel like I heard your voice.
Yes, I have.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes,
So about your voiceover, okay, it's the anti-smoking commercials from
yes, yes.
yeah. So, nakita ko din yun sa Film Creative, Adrian. Actually, my friend Sheila shared it. I guess Kat
Oh
Iniba shared it with
wow.
her and Sheila shared it sa Film Creative. And same thing with showing up. Alam mong ginawa ko, I've never done voiceover work before, but you know what I did? For the real, I mean, like I had to send in some clip. Nag-ano na lang ako,
Yes.
nag-google ako ng smoking facts, and I made it.
Oh.
I made it into my own and made it into Tagalog. You know, I put
Mm-hmm.
together some of the facts that were my favorite that I found, and then I literally just recorded myself a voice memo. I just did it on my phone, and I explained I've never done this before, but you know, I sent it and I got it. So I was like, thank you, God. And so yun ang ginawa ko is from TFC that you saw. And then
Yes.
I also saw sa Film Creative one about mental health. And so I went to that audition, and yun commercial din yun, pero with Filipino family, and my voice is in the background. And then the last thing, like
Mm.
yung said the year I did nothing with director Ana Barredo, I did the voiceover for
Mm.
that. Yung narration.
Wow.
But I wasn't nung nag-audition ako, it was to be Randy's wife. I didn't know Randy at the time. I didn't That's where I met him. I met him sa audition nun. So, I didn't get the role kasi nga I already could feel, 'di ba? As an empath.
Mhm.
Like you already
The
feel
physical role of the wife.
the wife. Yeah, I didn't get
Okay.
for the year I did nothing. Uh,
Yes.
Nakita mo na ba 'yon? Di pa? Si Ran
Hindi pa. I've
really
heard
good.
I've heard of it actually, pero
It's really
I
good.
saan
Yeah.
yun, sa Amazon?
Director, yeah, Amazon Prime. Yeah, you can rent it to Amazon Prime.
Oh wait,
Director
just
Ana
kidding. I
Barreto.
do I do have Amazon Prime actually. Now I do.
Yeah, yeah. The year I did nothing, but because
Mhm.
alam ko na, feel ko na, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get this role. So I asked the director, can I audition for the narrator's part? And then sabi niya, yeah, sure. And so
Oh
yun.
wow.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is just go for it.
Just
Kahit
just show up, don't be
yeah,
scared. And
yeah.
what made you ask? Because I feel like on the contrary, when people don't get something, it correct me if I'm wrong too, but it can feel easy to just like parang it be black and white, like, oh, okay, didn't get it, that's fine. What made you ask?
I mean, she didn't full out say that I didn't get it yet, but I could feel
Oh,
na,
just kidding.
oh,
Okay, okay.
yeah,
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 yes.
yeah. I could kind of feel na, oh, kasi yung daughter ko, looks so much older. I mean, like, I don't know. I just kind of felt like, I don't know if I'm the right one for this role. But when we were reading it, yung reading the script for the table read, yung narrator, I don't know, for some reason, yung,
Mm.
parang maybe it was God telling me, hey, there's this,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you ask about this narrator role? So, yun.
Sorry, ate, andali lang, hold on. I'm actually, if don't, I hope you don't think I'm not paying attention. I'm actually trying to Google, Google. I'm trying to Google a host from the Real Daytime. Yung ano in dito. The Real Daytime. One of the hosts, she did that. I remember she talked about it in one of her like posts on Instagram, how she would actually always do that if she didn't feel like it didn't work out, or she didn't like it after auditioning. She would ask if she can audition for other things. She would actually like take charge and be like,
Yeah.
and which is what you did. I'm still trying to find her name, but so I mean, di ko nahanapin, pero that's
Mamaya,
what she did.
if you think
That's
for,
what
oh,
yeah, so that's what she did, and that's what that really reminded me of. Like, parang you were open enough and humble enough to accept na just because it doesn't work, it may be or may not work one way, that it doesn't mean that you can't take the detour, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But the okay, so my final question for this interview is so speaking of segues and the year I did nothing, and just
Yeah.
gonna imagine how well clearly 2020, as we all know, because this is
Diba?
gonna air. This is actually gonna air first. I'm thinking I'm dropping this. I'm gonna start dropping the episodes every Friday on my YouTube channel, at least a
Okay.
video format, because I also want to do an audio one. So
Nice.
uh the year I did nothing, which is one of the short films that you did. Was it a short film or a feature length? Sorry.
No, feature film. Yeah. You should
Yes,
watch it talaga. I
I'll watch it.
it's
Okay.
it's amazing. It's amazing. It won so many awards, and it's about
Mm.
the 1980s, with the whole Marcos era, and
Oh
yeah, people
shoot! Oh
power.
wow.
And I lived through that, so I could relate so much then kasi
Mm-hmm.
for moving here, yun na nangyayari. Yeah, you should watch
Yeah.
it. It's really good. Well, you're so young. I mean, you weren't even born yet, right? So
Well, 92.
yeah, no, this was like 1986 time. So
Okay. It must have been okay. Okay, let me just go off on a tangent one last time before I ask that question. But I've always had this feeling that it must have been fun to actually be your age now, because then being a kid, growing up in the 80s, or even like being a kid in the 70s, like 70s through 90s, being at that age to like even someone like Regine Velasquez, I know because she's literally born in 1970. That's easy, to like kind of live in the 70s and experience 80s and 90s and early 2000s, to like see
yeah,
the each decade
everything.
be. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so my final question for this main interview, for this, the body of this, is segueing from the your film that you did, the voiceover for the year I did nothing. What
Mhm.
has 2020 taught you? The year of the pandemic, the year that we possibly did nothing. Wow. On the spot talagang ano.
I think this year has taught me.
Uh,
This year has taught me.
my T ages doesn't exist. I'm already putting it out there. That's why I had to be like taught.
Yeah,
So
this year has taught me even more about thankfulness. Just being
mm,
grateful for what we have, for our health, for our family, our loved ones. Just making the most of every day, diba? Kasi like our time here is a gift, and um, just being here at home, like yung bond ng family and what matters most. I think what matters most really showed up in 2020, diba? Yeah,
yes.
that's what I learned from reflecting in
Mm,
this year. And even if we lost people that we love,
yes,
uh,
yeah.
we always stay in our hearts, no matter what.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sa pangarap natin, sa
Oo.
buhay,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Ikaw, what
Oh.
did you learn? What do you think you learned?
Oh. Wow. Binato sa akin, binalik. Chot, lang. I
Sorry, my thing is like
Uy, okay lang.
no,
Wait,
no, no.
wait. No, what?
No, kasi I don't know how to use this. My husband got me an iWatch for Christmas.
Oh, sorry.
Talking.
I just realized I said it's okay without before I found out what you were apologizing for. I was like, okay, lang.
Okay. Okay, what
Um,
is this?
I have two more questions. Okay, so just
Okay, okay.
for the
Okay.
whole interview in general. Okay, so oh wait, I actually that was the second question. Then you asked me a question. For me, what that at the end of the day, as much as I have the notion that ako lang, like I'm the only one that can build my life and make my dreams come true, that I always have to remember na we can never do this alone.
Yeah, no.
Na talagang, whether that is through the friendships that you have or the people that you surround yourself with, and maybe professionally, but also it like because your whole journey,
Mhm.
your whole journey thus far, because obviously you've made, you're now actually, you're just starting, starting again, and And what that's reminded me of is to really trust the process and
Mhm.
to just basically let everything flesh out the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Because going back to this podcast, just imagine if I did this 3 years ago, it would have been different. And the fact that I needed to live and adjust through post grad, which is its own, stories, like I basically needed to live and build my life experiences first before I got here. So I
Yeah.
mean, so if anything, it's like that, and also just being grateful for what I have now and the people that I have in my life versus being so ambitious that I really forget to recognize what's in front of me until they're gone, which is which is one of the biggest lessons that I learned with my aunt Linda, is really, that guilt that came with it, but also recognizing that we're all doing the best that we can,
Yes, we
you
are. We
know?
really are. Yeah, and it's okay.
Yeah.
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 So proud
Salamat,
of
mom.
you.
Mom. Salamat. I felt that.
I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you for showing up, Adrian. And this is the beginning for you. You know what I mean?
Thank
You're
you.
just starting out and you're so young. You're still so young and you have so much in store for you. And as much as you said na, oh, I like you're interviewing me, I feel like he's interviewing me. Like it's an honor to be interviewed by you. And I look up to you and I'm really, really proud of you for doing this.
Salamat.
Oh, yeah. Keep
Talagang
it.
thank you. Which then leads me to our very last question
Okay.
before you promote where people can find you, next projects, upcoming projects, and etc. What would you tell your 5-year-old self?
I would tell her to just trust and continue just having faith. Kasi everything works out the way it's supposed to. So just
Mhm.
to be herself, just to have fun and to love and trust. Yeah, kasi everything
Yeah.
falls into place the way it's supposed to. So yeah.
Like that saying, live, love, laugh. Like I feel like that literally I feel like now, especially in 2020, that just resonates just a little bit more stronger,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Guess what?
Ate.
Yes!
Oh, sorry. I didn't cut you off. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, no. I
Oh,
just I love that. Live, laugh, love. That's true.
live, love, laugh. Actually, in front of here, like you can't see because you're facing the other
Yeah.
way, or I'm facing the other
Okay.
way, but I have pictures that I posted up over here, but then I have this quote, like a decal, a wall
Uh-huh.
decal that says, "Pray about everything, worry about nothing."
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
Tama, tama.
yeah.
It just
Ate, where
yeah.
can people find you? Where can people find you? Where can people know more about you? Upcoming projects, things that you're looking forward to. This is the moment for you to know. Let it all out. Let the cats out.
Okay.
Charot.
You can find me sa noreenlanie.com. My
I
husband created that website, so I know you can
oh.
see some of the things I've done there. And I'm on Instagram, Noreen_Lanie, Lanie. Ano pa ba? I'm on Twitter din, but I don't really
Mhm.
tweet on my Noreen Lanie, but I'm there. And then upcoming projects, we do have a short film that we're supposed to be doing. Randy na naman.
Oh,
Randy to the, pero,
meron ba kayong love team name? Si
no,
Randy, Noreen.
no, I
It would
know.
be Nora. Nora.
Nori, Mama Nori. My aunt's name is Nori. Yung parang second mom ko din. I don't know. We have to figure it out. Ranin.
Ra-
I don't know. But yeah, so here they have another project. It's actually not just Phil Am community. It's out there. He
Ah.
reached out to me and yun. So that I can't really share much about it yet.
Oh
Pero
yes, yes. Show.
yeah.
I'm seriously living for these like showbiz talks, or parang I can't share yet. I love it. I
Yes.
love it.
Ah! But we're supposed to. We'll see. Hopefully, kasi nga may COVID surge, eh, di ba? So I'm not.
Uh,
I'm hoping that everything works out. But yeah, because we were supposed to actually film this already around Thanksgiving, pero na postponed because of
Mm,
COVID.
mhm.
And I don't know, we'll see, so hopefully it works out. And then yung the year I did nothing, you could find on Amazon Prime. I also have another one, the Perfect Strangers, with directed by Anna Barredo, again with Randy na naman. That was a fun one, that was a super fun one, because it was just filmed at home during quarantine. But that's on YouTube. You guys can find it sa ano ka nga, noreenlanie.com. And then yung Kain Na from Leia Lombos, I'm not sure when it will be out, available for people to see. So I'm not
Yeah.
sure
Leia,
the final.
distribution. What's the
Yeah.
distribution like?
Yeah, all the other films I have are not. Oh, yung Labanan nasa Vimeo, I'll share that with you.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Is it public?
yes, it's a
Oh,
public
public.
Vimeo.
Okay.
So yeah,
Oh,
I'll share that
wow.
with you. But it's about 15 minutes long. But it was.
Wait, what about BFF? I know you're doing. I
Oh,
forgot.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
I,
yeah.
yes, it's funny
I,
because we kept saying BFF at some point in the back of
oo
my
nga,
mind. I'm
oo
like
nga.
segue, segue, but it's all good. What
Yeah.
about BFF? Are you guys still doing it? You guys
Yeah.
are still filming, right?
Yeah, so everyone, I also host. I am a co-host for BFF, the BFF segment of Spotlight TV, which shows
Oh,
once a month. It's once a month. I don't know now with the COVID surge din, pero
mm,
we just showed it last week. So tingnan natin like when the next one will be. But it's a lot of
mm,
fun, and we just we interview people from our Phil-Am community, and give them some time to share the spotlight then. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. And I co-host with Pocholo Yatko and Chastity Jean. So
yeah, wow.
yay.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've actually connected with Pocho,
Oh,
Pocholo.
Pocholo, yeah,
Yeah,
Pochi TV, yeah, directed,
yeah.
produced by Lou Razon. Thank you, Lou.
Mm.
And yung DP namin is usually Joel Layogan. So yeah,
I love these names. They're so parang talagang deep Tagalog. I love it. Love it. Yeah. Ate, thank you. Oh
thank
my
you so much.
goodness.
I had fun. I feel like I could talk to you the whole day.
I know this is not I know there's so much more in the intersectionality of things, pero for today, I think we definitely cover well, we covered your whole life for the most part because
Yeah.
at least for me, structure wise, that was the intention. And then also how people like how can we use these your stories to motivate and inspire others to also find the intersectionality, the commonality, and like embrace their own journey,
Yes, yeah, yeah.
so
I think trust, and also, yun na nga, be good to people kasi, I think like, we all help each other out. We're all like what you said, connected tayo. I couldn't have done anything that I've done without the help of others, believing in me then. And I return that then. So I've helped others get there, get roles and things like that then. So it just be kind to others, and help each other out, especially in this industry. Mahirap, mahirap.
mm.
So yeah, I'm so proud of
Thank
you.
you.
I'm glad that you're collaborating with so many good people then, Adrian, because we know we all lift each other up, diba?
Yes, like you. Oh my goodness, talagang okay. I know that we like closed off maybe like some minutes ago, but I'm still like I'm living in the moment. There you go. I'm like, okay, this
Yeah,
is happening. This is it. This is the moment. This is the moment of many moments.
yes, yes.
So talagang maraming salamat. And actually, the last thing that you said actually is perfect because then a question that I had is, what is a parting advice you'd give to anyone just trying to do it, and what you said about being kind, being generous, giving what you have or giving what you want, actually all goes back to you in the end.
Yes, yeah, yeah, it really does. Talagang, like, it's all interconnected eh. It's,
Mhm.
we have to have like another talk. Maybe when I
Yes, I know.
interview,
Yes, yes.
then
This
we
is so
can talk all
exciting.
about this. Yeah, but to trust. I love what you said.
Yes.
Pray and not to worry about it. Just trust and show up. Trust, show up, be kind. Yun.
Mhm.
I think
Yes.
those are the best things to do. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Thank
having me.
you.
Thank you, thank you. I
Thank
wish
you for being my first episode, my first guest. Oh my
I'm
goodness.
so
You're gonna be in the books, Ate. You're gonna be in the books
happy.
of she was my first ever interview. She saw me getting it together, you know. And on
Yeah.
that note, thank you all so much for watching and or listening, whichever platform you're on. This is Soul Supremacy with EDRIAN Pangilinan, where we talk about all things unapologetic and all things passion and in pursuit of, wow, nakuha ko yung tagline. Thank you. I'm
Galing.
gonna
Thank you, thank you.